Welcome back, guys, to the Coins and Connections podcast. This is your girl, Cinquanta Cox-Smith, and we are going to continue to explore all things books, business, and bullshit. Let's get into today's episode. Episode 35. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we are here twice in 1 week, honey. Yes. Snap, snap, snap. So thank you again to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all my home skillets who've been thugging it out with me since episode 1. I truly, truly appreciate all the Instagram messages, the Facebook, and even when you see me in person and you're telling me that you truly enjoy the podcast. I have met some amazing people just from sharing, just talking to you guys. I love talking to myself. So to know that you guys are listening and you give me feedback, it's like a two-way relationship. It's even better than talking to myself on YouTube. So I truly appreciate that. And I appreciate all the reviews you guys have been leaving. Also, I want to tell you guys what we are going to talk about today. There was a social media post that I saw that I definitely want to get into, and it's about underpricing your services because Lord knows this happens often. And then we're going to get into how you can continue to make money off of one solid idea. And of course, we are going to end this episode with 5 side hustles that you can start today. Super simple, super easy. Computer and Wi-Fi is mainly all you need when I'm, advertising stuff for y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you get out a notebook and a pen or pencil so you can take some notes. All right, let's get into it. So I get asked a lot, how did you start your podcast? Where do I begin? How can I start a podcast? Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. I'm down with the free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Like, ain't nobody listening yet and you making money. How dope is that? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting on? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Our first topic today comes from social media. I just love social media for many reasons, but if you are like me and you sell physical, digital, or anything online, you kind of go through this thing of, okay, am I pricing too much? Am I not pricing enough? And then sometimes you don't price enough and then you're doing way too much work. So I'm going to go ahead and read this post. It comes from Takora Davis, and she posted it, I believe, first in her Revolutionary Creative, a community of breadwinners group that I am also in. Shout out to Takora. She is a trademark and IP attorney, and she got that black girl magic, okay? So she posted and said, reflections on raising your price. Once I realized I was providing a $3,500 service for $880, I wanted to bust my head to the white meat chip. And if you know. When I raised my price, I didn't need to add any more value. The value was already there. The price just didn't reflect it. You are likely undercharging and overcompensating with the services you provide. Balance that ish out. Your business deserves, you deserve it, and your family deserve it. And she ended it by, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So shout out to you, Takora, and I truly appreciate you for sharing your vision or just sharing what was going through your mind, your reflection at the time. And if you guys want to look her up and get your trademarks, her website is takoradavis.com. It's TICORADAVIS.com. So What do I think about this? I think it's absolutely true. I think sometimes we know that we provide great value, but there are people who are not our target audience who makes us feel like we are not worthy of our price because they're cheap, because they're lazy, and because, again, they're not even our target audience. Once you get in front of your target audience and the people who will pay you the amount because they, one, trust you, they like you, and they know you, and it's easy for them to spend their money with you, you'll have no problem making the sales. You'll have no problem bringing in the income. But always make sure your price reflects the type of value you give. I know my worth. I know my value. And sometimes when I'm charging a low service, I try to overcompensate. No longer should we do that. We should no longer overcompensate when it's a simple service. Something that costs $40 or less to me is a simple service. It's not a high-end service. When we think about it, those are people who could barely probably scrap together the money to even pay for that service. So you already know, even if it's 1 page or 10 pages, you know the value that you provide. So I had to stop myself this week from overcompensating for a new service that I have. And I'm just like, no, girl, what are you doing? And the reason why I felt so led to just share to Cora's post is because I had just had this conversation with my accountability partner, Jasmine, and we both was like, yes, we try to overcompensate when it's supposed to be a simple service, a simple transaction, and it was a flat rate fee. So now I second guess not even second guess, I just take a look at it like, all right, girl, are you doing too much, or are you doing what is valuable? If it's $40 and it's worth however many pages you already set the tone for, that's how many you provide. No more, no less. And then we just have to look at ourselves and maybe even write it down like, all right, so for $9.99, you can get an ebook on how I self-published a book. Okay. My low content and no content journal course is $47. But do you know how many people have already made over $47? And it's a gift that keeps giving. I've been told that certain parts in that training could be a training of its own. So am I lowballing myself by having this training for $47? Hell yeah. So again, I continue to increase my value by just showing up, and I already put a valuable amount of money on it, but because I didn't put a price on my value at first, now I'm sitting here looking like, wow, I just gave away so much value for little. And now that I realize my worth, I increase my prices without telling anybody. I don't need to tell anybody. What do I need to tell you about? All I do is say the price goes up. I don't tell you what thing goes up or what product that I'm increasing. Just know that for now on, my value will reflect my prices. So I know that I am the bomb.com. I know the way I think. I know how smart I am. I know that the things that I know that you want to know, that you are yearning for, I have gone through it all. I've made the mistakes for you. But I can't teach everyone at the same level because we're not on the same level. So when I always say people, like, when you are ready to get services tailored to you and not just get surface information from me, that's when you need to invest in time with me, one-on-one time with me, to get services tailored to your situation, your business, and what you have going on. I can't just give the same information to Sally that I gave to Susie, because it just doesn't work like that. Sally and Susie's businesses are totally different. So the surface information will work, but if I was to take an in-depth look at both of their businesses, they're not on the same level, so they can't receive the same type of information from me. So that's how I feel about the value, undercharging, and over delivering. So if you feel like this today, I want you to look at your finances. I want you to look at your products. And if you know what you know, raise your prices.
This company makes dope-ass tees, sweatshirts, and accessories for all the loving fly girls and hot boys. Use code 90scoins for 15% off at itsaflashback.com. That's itsaflashback.com.
Okay, so I want to talk about my second topic today about having one solid product that can just help you continue to go throughout your business and make money. So one of my favorite things will always be to just focus on what you already have and to make it better. So trying to create something new is mainly costly. It's costly because you think, oh, well, I already have it. Or maybe you think it isn't good enough, but that's really not the answer. When you have something already that's been selling and then maybe it decreases in the sales, that's when you need to look at your business and you need to ask the right questions. So if you're not asking the right questions, how do you think you can be successful? So people are just constantly buying this one product for 3 months and then it stops. What you need to do is really survey your audience. You need to see, okay, why did you not come back? What happened? Was our service not up to par? This is a part of customer service that a lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about what happens when your sales decrease. If you have the ability to survey your audience, you should do that. So why do you think that when you delete an app, they send you a survey? Why do you think when you unsubscribe from a service, they send you a survey? They send you the survey because they want to know what the problem is so they can make it better. If you have something good and all of a sudden things stop, you need to survey your audience. You need to figure out what's going on. Why are they not coming back? You need to talk to them. Most people are like, oh, well, maybe people don't like it. Maybe there was a breakdown in the communication. Maybe they thought they would get this type of service, but instead you were delivering less than stellar customer service to them, and you didn't give them a way to ask questions or to reach out to you. So there was a breakdown in your your customer service. I'm saying community service. So if you take the time to survey your audience when you finish up with a product or you see that something isn't doing, just ask them to do a survey. Send a survey via email. Now we know that maybe 1 out of 10 are going to answer this survey, but at least maybe that one person may have some insight on what went wrong, what was the issue. And if it's customer service or communication, or they didn't understand how to use your service, or maybe they didn't need that type of email. Maybe you need to put them in a segmented email where they would learn about something else that you teach. Maybe they just thought that, like, maybe you thought my podcast was going to be about just making money and connections and not talk about life stuff, so you stopped listening. But I always told you guys from the beginning, I don't know where this way will lead. I don't know what will happen next. I kind of go off of how I feel at the moment, and I talk about what's truly going on in my life. You guys have been there with me when I started my job. You've been there with me when I quit my job. You've been there with me when I had $0. Like, I've talked to you guys about my anxiety and depression. I've talked about the fun things that I've done over the summer. You know, we've shared a lot of things. So if you felt like this was just going to be only about money and connections, that's part of it. But I also want to make sure that I'm teaching you and I'm connecting with you on a different level. And by all means, if you're not feeling the podcast and you think I should take it in another direction, send me an email. Say, hey, I really would like to hear more about this because this episode really resonated with me. So that lets me know that, all right, I need to add more of this into my podcast because there's someone who's coming back week after week listening and I'm missing the mark. So it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to have issues, but it's how you pick up the pieces and take the information, take the feedback, and make it better. So you can have one product. I'm going to give you an example. Curlbox. Curlbox have one product, which is the subscription box. They sell out every single month for years. I bought my first curl box in about 2011. And what was in there? I think it was Pamela Booker's products. I haven't bought one since because I found what works for my hair. So there was no need for me to continue to get a subscription to Curlbox. But what I'm saying is there are people who love and trust Myleik's judgment on the products that she put in her boxes, and they've found quality products throughout the year. So why not continue to show up monthly? They subscribe every month for one product, every single month for years. And that, my friends, is exactly how you can create one thing every year, make it better. Listen to your customers, listen to the feedback, do the surveys, and make it better. And then you have it. You have an amazing product with feedback that can sell consistently for years. You don't need anything new. You don't need to take anything away. You don't need to start a new business. You can truly be solid in that one thing. Just continue to make it better. So if that's you, if you have this one t-shirt that sells so much amount this month and doesn't sell anything, ask your customers, do they want another color? It's simple, but you don't think about it like that. So if you are in this position, just take a look back and, survey your community, survey your audience, and see what they're lacking that you're not providing. We are at my favorite part of the episode that I've been doing for the past 3 of them. It's the side hustles you can start today. So, of course, I have to tell you guys again about the Easy Money Starter Pack. It has about 4 courses that you can get started with today. I'll also have some free downloads over there. So make sure you check it out at www.easymoneystarterpack.com. All right, so 5 side hustles that you can start today. If you have really nice pictures and you like to take professional photos, just because you can be a book cover model. They are always looking for fresh and new faces, different heights, sizes, different ethnicities, black, white, red, orange. If you are zombie, there are so many people who write books who need model covers because they're tired of seeing the same ones on these books. So you can be a book cover model. So put yourself out there and get it popping. Also, here's another one. You can have a seasonal shop. This is the perfect time of the year to have a seasonal shop. If you do Halloween costumes, Halloween wreaths, Halloween decor, if you do Thanksgiving decor, just Thanksgiving wreaths, Christmas trees, whatever, this is your prime time to make some shmoney. If you just advertise it right, you can be the top person that everyone comes to for their seasonal goods. You can be at the markets. You can be a vendor at different events. Get started today. All right. Also, you can sew. There are moms out there who are looking for little cute outfits for their girls, dresses with all the frills, bows, headscarves, bell bottoms, just about anything. Throw some frills on a skirt. Hey, if the Girl Scouts might need you to sew some patches on, you can do that as well. With a sewing machine, all things are possible. Oh, even if you have an embroidery machine, that's even better too. So website testing. My favorite one is usertesting.com. But also you can get up on Fiverr and create a gig that you can cover a screen. You do a screen record and talk through it and do website gig tests for about $10, $15. My last one is secret shops. You can be a secret shopper. Make sure you never pay to be a secret shopper because it's free to sign up. So just make sure you're safe and you're careful and someone always knows where you will be. All right, so I sounded super windy doing that because I didn't want it to last long. But those were 5 side hustles that you can use. Again, thank you guys for tuning into this episode. I'll talk to you on the next one.
I'm so thankful for Anchor, and if you're listening to this, you should be thankful for Anchor too. If you want to be a podcast or start your own podcast, Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and it's ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast, because nobody want a podcast for free. But you can go to anchor.fm/start to join me and thousands of other podcasters so you can get this shmoney too. Thank you guys so much for listening and subscribing. Don't forget to share and leave a review for this podcast. If you have any questions, you can email me at hello@cinquantacoxsmith.com. You can follow me on Instagram at cinquantacoxsmith and at coinsandconnections.com. My websites are www.cinquantacoxsmith.com and www.coinsandconnections.com. You can join my Facebook group at Books Plus Business with Cinquanta Cox-Smith. I love you more than I love this podcast. Peace.